He's on the move.
Split is a film about a man with dissociative identity disorder, formerly known as multiple personality disorder, who kidnaps 3 teenage girls. Considering the main antagonist serves as an attempt to portray DID, and the fact that I'm a psychology and movie nerd, this video will analyze the accuracy of symptom expression as well as the impact this movie has had on the DID community. But before we get into that, everybody please pull out your your DSM-5 textbook so we can understand what DID actually is. Dissociative Identity Disorder is classified in the DSM-5 as a dissociative disorder, which is characterized by the presence of at least 2 or more distinct personality states, which I will be referring to as alters, recurrent gaps in memory that are out of the ordinary, and these symptoms must cause clinically significant distress in the person's life. It's also important to note that the symptoms cannot be explained by substance use or other medical conditions and is also not part of a cultural or religious practice. A common factor that comes up in the movie is dissociative amnesia.
I swear I was on a bus. I don't remember anything after that. This is still September 18, 2014, right?
So this symptom is something they got right. Well, sort of. Research is mixed as to whether or not memories learned by one alter are forgotten by the others. Consider this paper, for example. A systematic review and meta-analysis conducted by Becker and colleagues found that information learned by one alter can in fact be remembered by another. However, although the evidence did not strongly support complete inter-identity amnesia, many individuals did report gaps in memory, meaning it's certainly possible for alters to share some memories and not others. So as far as dissociative amnesia goes, the movie gets a plausible judgment from me. Somebody with no credentials whatsoever. Anyways. Next, we'll be taking a look at the concept of co-consciousness and co-fronting.
Is she in that room?
We're here! Help us! We're in here!
What is this? How many are there?
No. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Don't worry. I'll talk to him. He listens to me.
Co-consciousness is very common in people with DID. Co-consciousness means that multiple alters can be aware of each other at the same time. What this means is some alters can take a passenger seat to another alter controlling the body, all the while still understanding what they're feeling, thinking, or perceiving in general. This is not to be confused with co-fronting, which is not nearly as common. Co-fronting is when multiple alters have shared control over the body at the same time, which is what is being depicted in this scene. Research on co-fronting and co-consciousness is extremely limited because it is an inherently difficult aspect of DID to test scientifically. That being said, co-consciousness is widely acknowledged by clinicians and people with DID, although it is not a trait that all people with DID have. Co-fronting, on the other hand, seems to be far less common, but there have certainly been accounts of people with DID who have reported this. So, as far as co-consciousness and co-fronting is concerned, Split gets another plausible judgment from me. Moving on, we'll be answering a very intriguing question. Can alters have different physical ailments from one another?
Should choke. I hate my insulin shots. No one else around here has to take them. What do I have to do? Diabetes. All the doctors, besides Dr. Fletcher, say that we're the same person, just personalities. Huh? How do you explain I'm the only one that needs these, you motherfucker?
So what does the research say? Well, according to Comer and Comer, researchers have found that alters in DID may show physiological differences, like changes in blood pressure or even allergies. However, research only supports minor differences in physical well-beings between alters, and I was unable to find any evidence to support that some alters might require insulin while others would not. So is this scene a real possibility for a person with DID? From what current research has to say, likely not. In fact, this scene emphasizes the reality of the majority of this movie. They seem to have taken very small pieces of what DID actually is and blew it up into a caricature. And what is left after these symptoms are highly exaggerated? An entertaining film at best, and a horrendous mockery of people with DID at worst. Yeah, I was doing my best to give this movie some semblance of grace, but I draw the line at a person switching to a demon alter that can suddenly defy the laws of physics. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this one's busted. This movie has a ton going for it, but none of those things have to do with having an accurate portrayal of dissociative identity disorder. The reality is, there's plenty of research suggesting that people develop DID as a method of survival. So for the narrative to be that these people are somehow dangerous is simply Mr. Hollywood taking as much liberties as possible. In the movie Split, the abused are made out to be the abusers, which can be an incredibly harmful narrative to spin. But don't simply take this from me. What do people with DID think about this movie?
How do you feel about the way DID is portrayed in pop culture, like Split and Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot is one of the more interesting, kind of positive ones. Split was actually what drove me into plural activism, because I was not planning on talking about it. What's sad about that movie is James McAvoy said in an interview in Good Morning America, I think, that he watched a lot of YouTube videos by multiples to understand the role, but that he couldn't find anyone to talk to study for the role. So it kind of feels like a form of stealing, because then he took those kind of interesting physical portrayals that kind of were accurate, maybe pushed, but then used them to represent a really awful situation that I won't even describe.
Without even understanding the nuance behind it.
Yeah.
I think it offends me.
It's offensive.
We're scared people often. We're not monsters. We're not out to get people. We're most often hiding from monsters.
We had this friend, right? And after we told them we had DID, this was Chloe at the time, and they were walking and Chloe said, I'm sorry, I'm getting switchy, I might switch. And this was the first time this friend had seen them. And they were they looked really scared and they literally moved away and they said, it's not going to be a murderer, is it? She was 100% serious. She was like, are they going to hurt me? Do I need to be, do I need to be scared?
Was her only exposure to DID through things like Split?
I don't know, but we've also had comments on our channel of people saying that teachers have used Split to educate their students about DID, as in this is an example of DID.
How do you feel about that?
It is bollocks. It's ridiculous. It is so damaging.
So there you have it. The accuracy, or rather the inaccuracy, of the movie Split. Thank you all for watching, and I hope it was enjoyable. Have a good day. Bye.